Disgraced television lawyer Michael Avenatti was charged Wednesday for defrauding his former client, pornographic actress Stormy Daniels. Federal prosecutors in New York City said Avenatti used a doctored document to divert about $300,000 that Daniels was supposed to get from a book deal, then used the money for personal and business expenses. Only half of that money was paid back, according to prosecutors. While Daniels isn't named in the court filing, the details of the case make it clear that she is the client involved in the case. Shortly after the charges were announced, Avenatti took to social media to deny any wrongdoing. No monies relating to Ms. Daniels were ever misappropriated or mishandled. She received millions of dollars worth of legal services and we spent huge sums in expenses. She directly paid only $100 for all that she received. I look forward to a jury hearing the evidence, he tweeted. He has since locked his Twitter account. Avenatti was previously charged in New York and Los Angeles with trying to extort money from Nike and stealing millions of dollars from clients. He has denied all the allegations. The befallen lawyer rocketed to fame representing Daniels when she sued to be released from a non-disclosure agreement involving an alleged tryst with President Donald Trump before he entered politics. Establishment cable news outlets showered Avenatti with airtime, turning him into an anti-Trump folk hero. According to the Washington Free Beacon, Avenatti appeared on CNN and MSNBC between March 7 and May 10, 2018, at least 65 times and 43 times, respectively, for a total of at least 108 appearances. Further, by analyzing the length of each appearance using the media monitoring platform TVEyes.com, Free Beacon estimated Avenatti earned around $175 million in free media from the news network. First-term Democrat Representative Lauren Underwood of Illinois accused the Trump administration of murdering children during a hearing with Acting Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security Kevin McAleenan on Wednesday. Underwood said, "People keep dying, and so this is obviously more than a question of resources. Congress has been more than willing to provide the resources and work with you to address the security and humanitarian concerns, but at this point, with 5 kids that have died, 5,000 separated from their families, I feel like, and the evidence is really clear, that this is intentional. It's intentional. It's a policy choice, being made on purpose by this administration, and it's cruel and inhumane." McAleenan responded, "That's an appalling accusation. And our men and women fight hard to protect people in our custody every single day. We've asked for those resources 3 weeks ago, it hasn't been responded to by Congress, and we've asked for changes in authority for the last 3 years that would have prevented this from happening." Ranking Member Mike Rogers, RL, objected, and moved that Underwood's remarks be taken down. After the chair, Representative Benny Thompson, DMS, asked Underwood to clarify her remarks, she essentially repeated them. Rogers protested, "Mr. Chairman, you cannot impugn the character of the witness by stating that he intentionally murders children." He asked that her words be taken down again. "I did not say murdered," Underwood objected, claiming that she merely said that 5 children have died as the result of a policy choice that he stands by. The chair rejected Rogers's request, ruling instead that Underwood's language was appropriate, and that it should not be taken down. A vote was taken to appeal the ruling of the chair, and after considerable confusion, the chair ruled that the committee was in recess. When the vote resumed after the recess, the committee voted 9-7, entirely on party lines, to overturn the chair's ruling, and Underwood's words were taken down. There are 18 Democrats and 13 Republicans on the committee. Update: Representative Mark Green, RTN, a member of the committee, issued a statement. "It's absolutely disheartening to see some radical Democrats stoop so low to say that the acting DHS Secretary McAleenan is murdering children." McAleenan left the private sector to serve his country after the towers fell on September 11. "This is a sad day for America and the Democrat Party. The total mileage of new border wall constructed on land that did not previously have a barrier built on it at the United States-Mexico border remains unknown, as the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, has kept the number a mystery." For months, the Customs and Border Protection, CBP, agency has touted the construction of a new border wall system at the southern border, citing that 38 miles as of March 21 have been built along the nearly 2,000-mile-long border. In a statement provided to Breitbart News 2 months ago, a CBP spokesperson said the 38 miles of newly constructed wall system provides new capability by replacing ineffective or dilapidated infrastructure, such as Normandy-style barriers designed only to stop vehicles, not people on foot. CBP officials also said that the 38 miles of border wall system is part of a 115-mile wall construction project using money from the fiscal years 2017 and 2018. DHS, though, has refused for months to reveal the mileage of border wall that has been constructed at the southern border in areas that did not previously have barriers built. Breitbart News has made multiple requests to CBP officials, as well as a high-ranking DHS official, over the last 2 months and has yet to confirm the total mileage of new border wall on new land. Every administration since the early 2000s has replaced border barriers at the U.S.-Mexico border, as the Trump administration has continued doing. The Obama administration, for example, constructed an 18-foot border fence that replaced an existing barrier in the Sunderland Park, New Mexico region. Meanwhile, the majority of the U.S.-Mexico border has remained open as DHS replaces existing fencing rather than expanding border barriers to new land areas that would otherwise have stayed open. In March, National Border Patrol Council President Brandon Judd told Breitbart News that no new border wall on new land where there were previously no barriers has been built by the Trump administration. To date, Judd said, Trump's DHS has only renovated existing border fences and constructed border wall that has replaced existing fencing. This week, a lawyer for the House of Representatives told an Oakland, California judge that less than 2 miles, 1.7 miles, exactly, of the border wall has been built at the southern border using the $1.57 million that Congress allocated to the project last year. Following the report, White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders claimed that the figure was incorrect and that more than 100 miles of border wall have been built, though that number would contradict totals from CBP. There is over 100 miles, I think, it is close to 115 miles have been finished, Sanders told Fox News of wall construction. At the same time, rumors have circulated that U.S. Border Patrol Chief Carla Provost is expected to leave the agency after only serving officially in the lead position for about a year. DHS did not respond with the total mileage of new border wall on new land in time for this publication. President Donald Trump ripped House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on Wednesday for accusing him of a cover-up by keeping his advisors from testifying in front of the House Judiciary Committee. Trump says he was happy to do a meeting on infrastructure with Democrats, but that Pelosi accusing him of a cover-up is absurd. I don't do cover-ups, he said. You people know that probably better than anybody. The meeting blew up over the I word, Trump said, referring to possible impeachment proceedings, and said he would not deal with Democrats unless they ended the endless investigations in an attempt to take down the president. Trump said that there were already House investigations, Senate investigations, and ultimately the Robert Mueller report found no collusion and no obstruction. The president made his remarks after unexpectedly calling the White House press corps into the Rose Garden, after meeting with Democrats on infrastructure and trade. He spoke to reporters as House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer also raced to the cameras to tell their version of the story. House Democrats pressed Pelosi to begin impeachment proceedings on Wednesday before the meeting, prompting Pelosi to accuse Trump of a cover-up of the investigation. Trump said he was willing to work with Democrats on infrastructure, but that he was not going to do it if they kept investigating him and his White House. The president spoke next to a sign featuring the amount of money, time, and resources used by the Mueller investigation to investigate the president to ultimately conclude no collusion with Russia or no obstruction of the investigation. I'm the most transparent president probably in the history of this country, Trump says, referring to the number of documents. Trump told reporters that they should be ashamed of how they covered the story. Not all of you, but some of you, he clarified. While briefly speaking to reporters on Wednesday, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, DCA, weighed in on allegations of wrongdoing by President Donald Trump and went as far as accusing Trump of engaging in a cover-up. We do believe it's important to follow the facts, she said. We believe that no one is above the law, including the President of the United States. And we believe the President of the United States is engaged in a cover-up.